Happy Thanksgiving and welcome to Niecy's Food Journey, and today I'm going to prepare an entire Thanksgiving dinner for you, including dessert and sides. Oven roasted turkey. Happy Thanksgiving! Today I'm going to teach you how to roast a Thanksgiving turkey. We're going to start by getting it ready the day before because we're going to brine it. So now we're going to, hello Spencer, happy Thanksgiving. We're going to add just a little bit of a neutral oil to our turkey, and then we're going to salt it, heavily salt it. Probably more salt than you would think. This is going to draw out the moisture and give you a very, very crispy skin and a very juicy turkey. We're going to let that sit in the refrigerator overnight. Goodbye, turkey. We'll see you tomorrow. And it's tomorrow. What we did was we removed the turkey from the fridge, and then we wiped off as much of the excess salt that we could. And now we're going to spatchcock this turkey. It's a very easy procedure, and it's well worth it. You're going to start by removing the spine, and then you're going to flip it over, and you are going to have to break that breastbone in half so the turkey lies flat. Oh my goodness, there you go. Now, we really like spatchcocking because it cuts down on the cook time and everything cooks a lot more evenly. So I highly recommend it. Now we're going to season up our turkey, and it's very simple. We're just putting on some oil and just a little bit of salt. Remember, we still have that salt from the brining, so we don't need too much. And a little bit of poultry seasoning. A little bit of cracked black pepper. And that's pretty much it for the seasoning. I'm going to go with a little bit of chicken broth and pour it into the bottom of the baking sheet. That's it. It's 11 a.m. We're putting the turkey in a 425-degree oven. I think it ended up taking maybe 2.5 hours. We have this thermometer probe, which is a lifesaver. I highly recommend you get one. It lets you know the second your turkey is ready. And here is our holiday turkey. We took it out of the oven and let it rest. While it was resting, we started working on our sides. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. The turkey will still be the star of the show. It is so moist, juicy, and delicious. It's even juicy and delicious for leftovers the next day. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy that bird. We sure did. Slow cooker cornbread stuffing or dressing. Today we're going to make crock pot cornbread stuffing or dressing. I already made the cornbread, and here is how we're going to make the stuffing. These are all the ingredients. We need poultry seasoning. I actually really like green onion in this, some celery, chicken broth, and of course you're going to need a crock pot. And the beauty of doing this in the crock pot is it frees up your oven for other things that you're cooking on a holiday and doesn't heat up your kitchen too much. So I'm going to crunch up my cornbread into little bite-sized pieces, and I'm going to dice up all of the vegetables, the celery, and the green onion. I use the whites and the greens. It's just a flavor I like. You can really use any onion. Yellow onion would be great in this too. Now, even though we're making this in the crock pot, you still need to cook the vegetables. So we're going to go over to the stove, add a little bit of oil to a pan, and we're going to saute these onions and the celery. There we go. We're just going to cook these until they're softened, a few minutes. I'm going to season with some salt and some pepper. And I don't know about you, but the stuffing is my favorite part of Thanksgiving dinner. This is the part I look forward to the most. And I do make it a couple times a year because it's probably my favorite food. We're going to go in with the cornbread now. We're going to add some poultry seasoning, salt, a little more pepper, and we're going to add some butter it's a whole stick, to the vegetables. And once that's melted, we're going to add those to the cornbread. We forgot the egg, so we had to go in last minute here, put the egg into the stuffing. It really fluffs it up, makes it very full and fluffy and delicious. Top our stuffing with some more butter and in the crock pot it goes. You're gonna do this on low for, maybe between 4 and 6 hours. Really keep an eye on it, because depending, my crock pot one's really hot, so I would not want to do this on high. And after about 4 hours or so, this is what you have. So you have the crunchy bits on the side for people who like it kind of crunchy, and in the middle is very warm and very soft, pillowy, which is the way I prefer it. I could just eat stuffing on Thanksgiving and I'd be very, very happy. So it's my favorite side dish. I hope you give this recipe a try. Turkey gravy. Extra creamy Instant Pot mashed potatoes. Today we're going to make Instant Pot mashed potatoes. I can promise you, once you make them in the Instant Pot, you will never go back. These are all the ingredients we're going to use. We're going to start by, you can use any potato you want, but we do want to peel them and then dice them, about bite size. There we go. Gonna add them to the Instant Pot, and you're gonna want to add some chicken broth. You could use water, but the chicken broth is gonna add such a nice, rich, deep, savory flavor to your potatoes. 3/4 of a cup. Doesn't matter how many potatoes you have, you're gonna add 3/4 of a cup. We're gonna go ahead and season our potatoes with some salt, and make sure that the lid is set to seal. Pop it on, and now we're going to pressure cook these potatoes for 10 minutes. You can wait afterwards for it to naturally finish, or you can go ahead and pop it and remove the lid if you're a little impatient like we were. Either way, they're going to be cooked. We're going to use a potato ricer today. By ricing your potatoes, yes, it's an extra step, but it ensures that your potatoes are going to be creamy and soft, lump-free, delicious. We put them right back in the Instant Pot. And to make them extra creamy, we're going to add some sour cream and, yes, an entire stick of butter. It's a lot of potatoes. It is Thanksgiving after all. You can add milk or cream or buttermilk for even more tangy flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and taste it to see if it needs any more salt, and you want to add your pepper. All you need is a spoon, and look how creamy these are. Soft and smooth. Delicious, light, fluffy mashed potatoes to go perfect with your holiday meal. French onion green bean casserole. Today we're going to make, these are inspired by Chef John, French onion green bean casserole, perfect to go with any holiday meal. I will have the recipe linked below. These are the ingredients we're going to need. We're going to make nothing from a can today. Everything is fresh. So we're going to start by blanching our green beans in some salted water for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to put them in an ice bath so they stop cooking. Now we're going to go ahead and start a bechamel sauce. And you're going to start the sauce by basically making a roux. You're going to use equal parts of butter and flour. Get that butter nice and melty. Add our flour. You want to whisk this together and cook it for a little while, about a minute or so, before you go in with your milk. And because it's bechamel, you definitely want to add some nutmeg. And you're just going to keep this cooking until it thickens. A few minutes. Once it comes to a bubble, you lower to a simmer, and that's pretty much it. We didn't have to make a very large dinner this year, so we're using a very small casserole. It's about an 8x8. We're going to start with the green beans, and then we're going to layer the bechamel on top of this. Looking pretty good. And now we're going to top with our sauteed onions. Now we did go ahead and saute the onions the day before. It's a huge time saver. There we go. And now, of course, the Gruyere cheese, which makes this a French onion green bean casserole. And top this with some foil and bake at 375 for about 30 minutes. And then it does need to sit and rest for about 10 minutes or so. This side dish will delight anyone that you're serving a holiday meal to. It's definitely my husband's favorite. He absolutely loves it. And as you see, it's very simple to make. Chocolate bourbon pecan pie. And today we're going to make a chocolate bourbon pecan pie, perfect for Thanksgiving. Here's what we need. We need some butter, chocolate, bourbon, of course. You have to have your pecans. We got eggs, dark corn syrup, and some cocoa powder. We went ahead, we did bake 2 different pies this year, so we're going to go ahead and use our little pastry beads here and pre-bake these pie crusts in the oven. There they go. And while they're baking, we're going to start on the filling. We got this beautiful dark chocolate bar that we're going to open up. And then we're going to slice it up real small. We're going to use a double boiler to melt this chocolate. There you go. In it goes, and it's going to go with a little bit of butter. This is a pretty fast process. You're going to see it start melting almost immediately. There it goes, starting to melt, and here is what you want. Beautiful. Now we're going in with our eggs. We're going in with our dark Karo syrup. A little pro tip here, you want to spray the inside of your measuring cup with some cooking spray, and that syrup will just come right out. Now we're going to use some brown sugar. By the way, if you want measurements and all that, I will post the recipe in the description box below. And here's our cocoa powder. And of course, the bourbon. It already smells so good, I'm telling you. We're going to go in with our chocolate mixture now and mix everything up. Stir it well so everything is combined. And now we're going to go ahead and add it to our pie crust. You're wondering, where's the pecans? Here they are. They go right on top. My husband loves pecan pie. He may have added a few more pecans than the recipe calls for, but that's okay. We're going to bake at 350 for about 40 minutes or so. When it comes out, give it a little shake. Make sure it doesn't jiggle too much. There you go. Perfect. Beautiful chocolate bourbon pecan pie, perfect for any holiday. The hardest part, of course, is cutting that first slice. Probably not the most beautiful pie in the world being sliced up, but it tastes good, and that's really all that matters. I think some vanilla ice cream or whipped cream would go great with this as well. This pie is delicious. I hope you give it a try. And there you have it, folks, a full Thanksgiving dinner, starches, vegetables, and dessert. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe so you can join me on my future food journeys.